Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Bonus afternoon stream. And yeah, what we're going to be doing is just continuing on with the tutorial that we've been working on. It's yeah, it's a little bit of a slog, but we're going to get through it. We will get through it. And I think I forgot where we left off. I think, oh yeah, I was handling a bunch of the sequence break stuff. A couple of things that I still need to actually think about and resolve, but there's certainly plenty to work on. So yeah, we will try to handle those things. But before I get into it, again, Alchemortis is available for wish listing, so go ahead and do that if you're interested. It's linked in the description below. I also have the Patreon available. Again, if you subscribe to the top tier for 1 month, I'll send you an Alchemortis Steam key when the game launches. So this is like pre-purchasing it. And I will list your name in the in-game Alchemortis credits. So yeah, that's kind of cool, kind of fun, great way to support me. And you can also purchase one of my Udemy courses if you're interested in doing so. Those will teach you how to build complete games in the Godot engine. So yeah, you could also join the Discord, that's linked below, but yeah, everything is in the description, so just check that out. Anyway, let's say hello to everyone. Hello, Wooius, welcome back. Ninja Link, good to see you. Bone Circuit, hello. Good morning from down under. What is that other word? Anyway, good morning, Bone Circuit. Hello, Emerson. Tutorial slog will be worth it. Yes, welcome, Monkey Software. Yes, it will. Oh, did I forget to commit this? Handle player death in tutorial. I forgot to commit that. All right. So what do we got going on here? So the tutorial aftermap is re-entered after boss fight, so we needed to do that. Remove embalming fluid and jellyfish, replace with other cards. Hide guide when boss combat starts. Did I not do that? Disable inventory hotkeys, prevent backtracking from triggering boss fight before appropriate. Can unlock cell after second combat prior to being prompted to do so. So I'm going to handle that one. So that issue is that if I unlock a cell in the board before the user or the player is prompted to, then that's going to be a problem. So let me just reproduce that issue, or produce that issue. And then if I go to my alchemy, uh-oh, I broke this too. Open the alchemy drawer to begin crafting. Yeah, I broke that. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay, it's working. So if I go here and I beat this combat encounter, I will be able to do alchemy again and get a board unlock here. And then I can unlock this. And then if I drag this card over, now I'm in a situation where it's telling me to unlock cells. And I've already done that, and I can't get enough blood or residue to do that. So yeah, we're gonna have to skip that. So I think that one's gonna be relatively easy. We've got this on cell unlocked here. Where is that? I'm just gonna let the player skip that effectively. So if I do private bool is cell unlocked. Okay. Is cell unlocked equals true. Okay. So then we're changing to the state unlock cells here. But what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to say if is cell unlocked. We're just going to go right to the state nodes state. So we're just going to skip this whole state entirely. And hopefully that works. So now if I do this, that should handle that. 15th of January at 7:16 a.m. Oh, I see. I didn't realize those were supposed to be numbers upside down. He's from the future. He is from the future. Hello, Neozoid. Welcome back. Good to see you. Hello, Eto. How do you handle the liquid inside the sphere in the bottom center? Sorry for bad English. Yeah, it's a very simple effect. So these spheres here is what you're talking about. If I just go to my health globe here, I can show you. So these flow backgrounds, these are just scrolled with a shader texture. So if I look at my shader here, or shader, yeah, it's just scrolled. The texture is scrolled with a shader is what I meant to say. And the scroll shader is very easy. It's just setting a UV wave offset and then modifying the UV. And so it's just scrolling along with the shader. It's masked by this mask here. So this mask has this just circular texture. And then the mode is set to... Now I'm not going to find it. Where is that mask mode? Oh, clip children. So if I turn clip children to disabled, this is what it looks like. So these flow textures are just very long textures, but I'm masking them with this mask texture so that it clips them to interior to the globe there. And then, so that's all the swirls, but this actual fill part here is actually just a texture progress bar with this texture. And so this texture progress is modified in game, and then this mask node here simply follows the top of that. And that's basically it. That's basically it. So it's a very simple, it's just a number of things all stuck together to make it look presentable, but it's very simple. It's very simple. So that's it. Didn't know about masks. I'm new to Godot, and shaders are pretty difficult for me. Yeah, shaders are difficult for sure. Shaders are very difficult. Anyway. So right, I was testing this. Make sure that this works. So we'll just go in here. We'll do that. Okay. And we'll grab this guy. Alchemy is used to combine cards, so we open up the alchemy. Choose one card to add to your inventory. Kerblam. Now continue on your offensive. Okay. We'll fight those guys. I can do alchemy again. So I'm going to do alchemy again. I'm going to get that alchemical residue. Then if I unlock a cell, that's going to unlock automatically, and I put this here. That should skip the state. I think it did skip the state, but maybe... State nodes. Yeah, I need to do guide container.visible equals true. Okay. I think that's right. I guess I'll just do it another test here just to make sure. I want to see it work before I move on to other things. Alchemy. Grab this, grab that, grab that. Go over here. Grab this. Do alchemy. Alchemize those guys together. Bring this guy over here, unlock that. Close the alchemy drawer, close that. There we go. So it skipped that alchemy, or that, yeah, unlocking cells part. So that's an easy fix for that one. Okay, so that's done. Upgrade a card. Is there any way for me to brick it here? I don't think there's any way for me to brick this here. As you travel, your notoriety level increases. So we go here. Okay. And now if I lose at this fight, which is totally possible, you have been defeated. Fear not, you may resurrect by sacrificing cards to regain health. I've requisitioned spiderlings for this purpose. Activate the basin to resurrect. So here, I want this to disappear when you start the combat. So let's do that one. Hide guide when combat starts. So on combat started, if state machine is equal to state begin combat, we'll do this. Else if state machine dot get current state is equal to state boss, we'll just change this to state post boss, I guess. Okay. So on combat started, state boss, state post boss. And then in here, we'll just set the guide container.visible equals false. Okay. Hello, Zachary. Welcome back. Good to see you. I don't know what that word is. How many years of game dev do you have? And how many did you have before Godot? I've been doing game dev as a hobby since I was 14, and I'm 31 now. So, however long that is. And then for Godot, I've been using Godot for like 8 years at this point. 2017. Yeah, 2017 is when I started using it. I can't remember if it was at the beginning of 2017 or at the end of 2017. I think it was at the beginning of 2017. So I guess that's actually more like 9 years. So 9 years. Let's say 9 years. It sounds more impressive. Maybe we'll just up it to 10. We'll say 10 years of Godot experience. No, it's 8 or 9 years for sure. Lurking Neozoid. How different is using C# for Godot? Does it miss any features? Is it better in any way? It's different for sure because it's, you know, it's a different language. There's a lot of different concepts in C# compared to GDScript, interfaces, whatnot. But in terms of like interacting with Godot, there's nothing really missing. You could do everything in C# that you can do in GDScript basically from, you know, a gameplay programming perspective. Web exports don't work if you use C#. That's the only problem, really, but I started from Unity, so I learned more C# than GDScript, and I also like more the camel case. Right. Yeah, so if you're comfortable with C#, yeah, it's totally fine to use C# with Godot. I don't have any problems with it whatsoever. If I was unsure about the reliability or feature set of C# and Godot, then I would not be trying to make a commercial game with it. But yeah, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. As game dev get used to more than one engine and language, it will evolve over time. Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. Okay, so that one's done. Well, I guess I should test that. Just make sure. I kind of don't want to test these things after every time I change it, but at the same time, you know, it's better to get the logic ironed out as soon as I implement it rather than letting all the bugs pile up and then having a bunch of confusion about what's going on. Okay. Alchemize those guys. Put this over here. Unlock that cell. Put that over there. Azir, go away. Dang cat. He was sleeping all day after I ended my stream, and now that I've started my stream, it's time for attention again. What is your problem? Why is this a pattern? This is bad. You're so distracting sometimes, buddy. You're so distracting. At least you're a cute kind of distracting. At least you're a cute kind of distracting, I suppose. So we upgrade a card. We'll go to the boss fight. Okay, so that disappears properly, and I win. And then we gotta handle the end state here. Okay. Can you use both at the same time or not? Yes, you can. You can call methods in GDScript from C#, and you can call methods in C# from GDScript. Do you use GDScript anywhere inside your code base, or is it all C# GD native? I have some add-ons that are GDScript, but I actually don't know if I'm actively making use of any of those add-ons. Cat, yes. Fur shaders are demanding on cycles. You must pat and pay the shader cost. What fur shader? What fur shader are you talking about? Cat, yeah. He's cute. He's cute. Even if he is a little bit annoying sometimes. Right, buddy? That one. The message says that the boss fights arrive at 100 notoriety, but in the example you go to the checkpoint. Yeah. So, but the checkpoint says the boss is, the region's boss is stationed there. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what to do about that. I mean, the checkpoint is the reason the checkpoint is there is to kind of teach the player that the checkpoint will trigger the boss fight too, but maybe I do need to call that out more explicitly. We can refine that later. I was going to add another line in here about the checkpoint triggering it, but then the text just becomes too long. So anyway. Alright, so I think we're largely okay now. Disable inventory hotkeys when buttons are disabled. So that's the next thing that I need to do. Let's see. Action open inventory is force expanded return. On button pressed, get viewport. So I guess I need another flag in here. Maybe not. Let's see. I can open inventory. I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to go to my drawer toggle button, and I'm just going to, this is a little bit not great, but that's okay. Public bool is disabled. Mouse filter is equal to mouse filter enum stop. Oh, hides inherited member. Okay. Just do is mouse ignored. And then in here, if is force expanded or inventory toggle button dot is mouse ignored, return. That should do it for now. So I'm just using the button mouse filter state to do that. So now if I hit tab, I can't open the inventory. And if I go into the combat, that's when the inventory opens. Still can't collapse it because it's force expanded. So we got the inventory now, so now I can hit tab to open that up. So yeah, we're got a lot of positioning issues to figure out here, but that's all right. Cool game, by the way, man. See you soon. All right, thanks. Thanks for joining, Eto, and thanks for the compliment. Appreciate it. It's in the description of the checkpoint. I don't think you need to tutorialize it. Yeah, I kind of am of the same mind. But, you know, like, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, we're about to start getting to some very fun issues here. We're about to get into very fun issues, but we can do that. Okay. Prevent backtracking from triggering a boss fight. So we still need to come up with a solution for that one. But I think let's switch gears a little bit and let's figure out the rendering issues with the actual guide. So I'm realizing now that just doing a fixed point on this screen is probably not adequate. I almost need to fix the skull guide to a node instead. Hello, cat. Hi. So I'm going to try to change this up a little bit. This is going to probably be very difficult, but let's do... And I'm going to move this over, actually. So we're going to go to the skull here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to... private node, anchor node. Something like that, maybe. Anchor node equals node. Okay, so in process here... Oh. Maybe that won't work. The way my scene structure is set up, I can't really move this skull independently because the text needs to follow it as well. Maybe I need to restructure this a little bit. I might need to restructure this somewhat. We'll see. So if I watch this, then I don't have to make any progress in your multiplayer tutorial? That's correct, yep. That is correct. I'm trying to think of what the best way to do this would be. Well, what I might do is I might just try this out first and then restructure later. Okay. And let's take the lerp functionality out as well. Global position is equal to global position.lerp. So anchor node, I'm going to need to do this. Private vector 2 get anchor position. If anchor node is equal to null. Actually, let's change this. If not is instance valid. Anchor node. Return vector 2.0. Okay. Let's do return anchor node switch control world to screen control dot get global position node 2D global position vector 2.0. Okay. This doesn't need to be get global position. This can just be global position as well. Okay. So lerp to get anchor position. All right, so let's try the first step then. State start. We're going to get rid of this. Uh-oh. I already ran into an issue. Where am I doing map container? Map node to run map node to map node. Can I get a reference to the map container from anywhere? Game and map. Find all references. Maybe I'll add that to the tutorial context. Public required game map. Game map get init. Okay. Tutorial context, game map is equal to game map. Okay. So that's in our tutorial context object now. And then my map container, we have this run map node to map node. Let's add a method in here. Public map node. Get map node for run map node, return that. So now in my tutorial guide here, in the start, I'm going to do var map node is equal to tutorial context.gamemap.mapcontainer.get map node for run map node, that. And then what we'll do is we'll do skull set anchor map node. Let's see what that does. It didn't work. Let's see what get anchor position is returning. Oh, it's not processing because of this look at position. So let's do this. Okay. Let's try that. Hello, Summer Dreamer. Welcome. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so that's sticking there quite nicely. We'll want to give him a little bit of an offset as well, but that appears to be working. What I'm interested in is if it's going to work if I do like a UI element. So let's see, state place card. Yeah, so instead of state set skull position, what I may want to do instead is skull.set anchor tutorial context drawer UI player inventory dot board. Okay, let's try that. So he goes over there. I go in here. Yeah, that is working just fine. So I want to do some kind of offset, but the reason why I wanted to use an anchor node instead of a position is for two reasons. Number one, trying to find the right position on the screen is very difficult. And number two, if I ever end up in a situation where, let's say that I want to support wider monitors, and so I allow the game window to extend beyond a 16:9 resolution, with fixed numbers that would break. but with anchor nodes, it's going to work because it's just always going to go to the position of the node on the screen. So I'm using an anchor node now, and I think that's a little bit better, but now I have the problem of this text here. So I think that was a good enough proof of concept of the new approach that I want to take here. So I'm going to stage those, so I have that, and I'm going to actually make this entire container. I actually don't need this to be a container anymore, now that I think about it. So we got the skull here. We've got the root. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this rich text label and paste it here. And then what we'll do is we'll just set it, we'll just offset it a little bit as part of this scene. Let me make sure that this still works. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So that's offset now, and that's just part of that. So I can get rid of this whole guide container stuff, actually. We don't need any more of this. So we'll get rid of the guide container. This is going to break a lot, but you know what I might do is I might just get rid of this, instantiate the skull here. We'll just leave that in place for now so it doesn't break anything. So we've got the skull, but we're going to get rid of the rich text label. And then in here, we're going to expose a method to set that text. So I think this is a little bit more sensible. We don't need that to be a unique name anymore. Okay, rich text label, cool. So let's do public void set text, string text, rich text label.text equals text. Okay, so now everywhere we've got this rich text label.text, we're going to replace this with skull.setText, like that. Let's see if I remember how to do this. It doesn't work. Okay, well, I guess we'll just go down the line and fix this. Okay, let's see what happens. It's time for game dev once again. Welcome back again, Jack Daytona. Got to head out for an appointment, but good luck to the oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Good luck to the tutorial and have a good one all. Thank you, Jack Daytona. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Hello, 1-star Yelp review, bonus stream. Let's go. Yes, indeed, we got the bonus stream. Okay, so obviously I'm still going to want to support some kind of offset here. And I'm also going to want the look at position. So the anchor can just be the look at position for the most part, I think. So what I'll do is maybe I'll get rid of this look at position. Well, let's do this first. Set anchor, let's do vector 2 offset. Actually, let's just do vector 2 offset. Can I do... I don't think I can do this. No, I can't. So we'll make it nullable. Offset equals null, anchor node, and then we'll do private vector 2, anchor offset. Okay, and then here we'll do get anchor position. We'll say var, we will return anchor offset null coalesced to vector 2 0. And then here we'll do var anchor position is equal to anchor node switch. And we'll return anchor position plus the offset. All right, so then in my tutorial guide here, set anchor map node offset, let's do vector 2.right times 24, something like that. do maybe... So it's much easier just to define an offset here, vector 2. Let's do 48, 16. Oh my gosh, I can't type. I can't type, I can't talk. There we go. Okay, that's looking great. So we'll have him pointing that direction, obviously. All right, so now let's just set the offset here as well. New vector 2, let's just do 18 times 3 is 56. So maybe we'll do like 72 or maybe 96. And then we'll also move it down by 16. Okay, that looks fine to me. Okay, so now let's figure out what to do about the pointing. Because I do need a position for the look at. So maybe I'll just do another anchor for this. Why not? That seems to work pretty well. Okay. So we've got those. We're going to get rid of set look at position eventually. Maybe we'll just do that now. Okay. So look at position. So we're going to do if is instance valid, look at anchor node. Direction is global position direction to look at anchor position. Get look at anchor position. Else we'll just reset the rotation. So now going over here, this set skull position needs to go away, I think. So let's just get rid of all this. Do I need to clear the skull position? Leave state start. Maybe I don't need to do that, so we'll just get rid of this. I'll just redo this stuff, it's fine. I'll get rid of this. I'll worry about all this later. Claim your treasure and press forward. So I don't know what to do about this one. We'll fix this one later too. What the heck? Stop! Copilot, what are you doing? I don't want to go up there. When I hit tab, I want to go here. Thank you. So I'm just marking all these positions as to-dos for now. Okay. We'll fix the ones that I can fix right now, but... Okay. We'll have to fix all of these positions and whatnot. That's all right, though. Guide container.visible, so I'm going to need to fix that as well. So where am I actually setting the look at anchor? I need to figure that out. Was I never setting the look at? Oh, it was in the code I deleted. Okay, that's fine. Skull.set look at anchor map node vector 2.1 times 12. Okay. Now this would be an interesting one. I think I want to change the look at anchor here, but let's just skull.set look at anchor null. Maybe actually this is fine. All right. So I obviously broke a lot of stuff, but let's just see if that much works. Do you think you have different audience in your morning streams versus bonus streams, or is it generally the same people? It's a lot of the same people, but it's a lot of a different audience as well. You know, people live in different countries, and so it may be very late somewhere in the world right now. I mean, it is very late somewhere in the world. Oh, it's flipping the whole thing. Very cool. So yeah, it may be late, or it may be early morning for some people, or people may be off of work or before they go to work. So yeah, it's definitely, there's a different audience for sure, but it's a lot of the same people as well. Deep in skateboard mechanics, just solved pump, doing banking, turning next, working up to jumping or ollies. Very cool. Very cool. I've been brushing up on my 3D asset creation skills. They're quite dusty. Yeah. I have no experience with 3D asset creation. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for sure. It's early morning right now, like 6 a.m. Oh, why am I so tired all of a sudden? Azir, no, it's fine. It's fine. I don't need your help. I don't need your help. No. Go. I have to work. Do you want me to be able to feed you or not? If you don't let me work, I won't be able to feed you, and then you'll starve. Somebody's got to pay for your food. What is your deal? What is your deal? Maybe if I mess with you enough, you'll leave. Oh, look at that sausage. Oh my gosh. The finest sausage. Okay, you're stuck, buddy. There we go. Goodness gracious. I'll be off work in 2 minutes. Excellent. First shader demand cycles. 6 a.m. power has contaminated you. Yeah. I did have to get up early today, too. So maybe it's just catching up with me, but we're gonna soldier on. Anyway. Great. So I got to fix this now. Well, there's an easy way to fix this, which is to just add another node 2D. Put this under there, and then we'll just change the scale root. Get rid of the look at position. What in the world? Node, private node 2D, scale root, scale root.scale. Yeah, that works. I don't know why it's pointing down this way. Maybe I just set the offset wrong. Instead of 12, maybe this needs to be 8. Don't really need to fuss over the exact numbers right now, but the point is that I've got a separate look at and anchor root. Why does that seem like it's not working? Oh, this needs to be... Wait a minute. These both? Wait, am I doing this wrong? Do these both need to be world to screen? Is that going to break? Let's see. I don't know why that's not pointing at the right spot. Oh, it's probably because... this global position is wrong. This needs to be arm.global position. That's probably why. It's still not pointing the right way. It should not be pointing down here. Maybe I'll just get rid of the offset for now. It should be pointing at the top left, or wait, unless... Are the map nodes centered? I actually don't know. Maybe the map nodes are centered. Nope, they're definitely not centered. So why is that not working? Why is it pointing to the same spot every time? I guess my arm is kind of like not pointing exactly to the right, but I would still expect it to rotate more. Look at anchor node. I think that's right. Why is that not working then? Furless shader. Yeah. Seriously, positions act really weird sometimes in Godot. Maybe that is pointing the right way. I think maybe the arm is just drawn a little bit weird. I bet if I did something like line 2D and then we add some points here. Oops. We do that. Let's make it 2 pixels. We'll just keep it, well, we'll make it like an obnoxious green, I guess. So I bet you that would look in the right direction. Yeah, that looks to be the case. Let's just put this right there. Yeah, so it's definitely pointing in the right direction. I think maybe the arm just looks a little bit weird. But it's fine. It's fine for now. We won't worry about it too much. Okay, so that's all looking good. So now I just need to step through all of my states and update the anchor positions for every state that has a position, which should be all right, but you know, it's going to be a little bit of extra work. But we're gradually getting this into the state where it needs to be. So initial work on changing skull position strategy. Okay. Extending that line idea, maybe replace the arms with a beam coming out of the mouth. It's an interesting idea, no, but I'm not going to do that. I like the way that it is now. And also, I don't have the VFX skill to make a good-looking beam, so... okay, so I'm going to take a quick 3-minute break, and then when I come back, we will update all of these instances where the anchor needs to be updated. So give me just 3 minutes, I'll be right back, and we will continue on. All right, hello everybody. Let's start with these updates here. All right, so set skull anchor. Oh, I already did this one, so we can get rid of that. I already did this one, so we can get rid of that. Okay, combat victory. You have defeated the Inquisition's forces, claim your treasure, and press forward. So this is the one where I need... Yeah, I'm going to need to come up with an anchor position for this skull. That is the combat rewards board. And what I may need to do is... There's a couple of ways to handle this. I think what I could do is I could hack it a little bit. And I could, so I've got this, where is that? Board registered signal here. So this board register, on board registered, let's change this a little bit. If board.owner is resurrection container. Actually, I could just do this. I could just extend this. Overflow container. Yeah, I could just extend this pattern here. So we'll say if the board owner is a resurrection container, then we need to do one thing. And if the board owner, else if board.owner is overflow container, and state machine.get current state is equal to, where am I actually doing this? State combat victory. Where does this happen? On card transferred, on combat rewards. On combat rewards. Combat rewards entered. So this should work actually. Get current state is equal to state combat rewards. Wait, where did my state combat rewards go? Am I hallucinating? Oh, state combat victory. So if we've got the overflow container and the state machine is the state combat victory, we're going to do skull.set anchor to board. And we will also offset that in some way, but skull set look at anchor will also do board. Let's do an offset here. New vector 2. Actually, let's just do vector 2.left times 200 or something. So that should work. I'm just going to try to update as many of these as possible, and then I'll go through and fix any issues. I don't want to really go through the loop of changing one thing and testing and changing one thing and testing. So we'll just try to do this without doing that. So we do need to set the toggle to the alchemy button. Now the benefit of doing it this way is because it's an anchor, not a fixed position. That means that as the drawer expands, the skull will move out of the way, which is nice. But I am going to need a reference to that alchemy toggle button. So I guess I'll just get rid of this and I'll just do drawer toggle button here. And we'll just return alchemy toggle button. And so in here now, what I can do is I can do skull.set anchor, alchemy toggle button, and we'll do vector2.right times 40. That's fine. Okay, we'll get rid of that. State alchemy. So I think this is kind of the same thing here. What I'm going to do is var board is equal to context helper dot board manager dot get all boards. First or default b.owner is alchemy container. I think that's the way it needs to work. Oops. Yeah, so the board alchemy container here. All right. skull.setAnchor. We'll just do board vector2.left times 200. Skull.setLookAtAnchor board. Okay. That's actually a very nice way of grabbing the board that I'm looking for. Okay. Leave state alchemy. Set state alchemy output. Might just move this. So instead of, yeah, I guess I'll just copy this. We'll paste it here, but maybe we'll move the skull around so it's just like indicating that something has changed. So we could do vector2.down times, I don't know. I'm just making up numbers right now. Okay. Set anchor, get map, run map node. Okay. So this one is going to be the same as this alchemy toggle button here. We'll move this down here. I also got to get rid of this guide container as well. So I'm going to finally delete that. We no longer need this and we no longer need this. Clean that up very nicely. And I might as well just remove the guide container here. Okay, and we can just delete everywhere where this is used. We don't need this process method anymore. Just get rid of that. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. We are going to need to manage these states now differently. But that's okay. Gonna have to step through and go and redo all that stuff. I guess I could have left them there, but I can look at the diff as well to know all the places where I needed to hide the skull. So that's all right. We'll just get rid of this for now. Okay. State notoriety. So the notoriety, I think I can get the run progress bar, if I'm not mistaken, from the run manager. But let's see. Yeah, run progress bar here. I might as well just throw that into the tutorial context as well. Why not? Okay. So we've got the run progress bar. Let's take a look at what that is like. Progress bar. Yeah, so we're going to just want... I'm just going to want it to point somewhere. Tutorial guide. Okay, here we go. Skull.setAnchor. Tutorial context.run progress bar. The offset is run tutorial context.run progress bar dot size divided by 2 plus vector2.down times 40. And then we'll do the set look at anchor tutorial context run progress bar, and then we'll just make the anchor position or the offset rather the size divided by 2. Okay, we'll get rid of that. State boss. State resurrection, this one is going to be the same as what I copied up here. So let's handle the state resurrection first. B owner is a resurrection container. That should be fine, and we can tweak all these numbers later. Like I said. Okay, so we really only have one more to do. State boss. So when the boss board gets created, what actually is happening? Oh, you know what? I actually don't know. Enemy board container. This is loaded as placeholder. I wonder if that would work. Well, I'm just going to hack this a little bit. We're going to do all boards first to default b.getCards on board. Board inventory component dot get cards on board dot any c.card definition resource dot id is equal to card id dot mayor. So we're just going to find the board that has the mayor on it, and that's what our query is going to look like. It's a little bit hacky. I wouldn't do this if I was doing like a normal game, obviously normal game logic, but since this is a highly controlled tutorial, I think it's fine to do that kind of thing. All right, let's see what happens. State Alchemy keeps reminding me of State Alchemist from Full Metal Alchemist. I have not watched that, unfortunately, or fortunately. That's not right. That's not right at all. I think this world to screen is not going to work. Let me try this. Can I just do get canvas transform times world position? I don't think so. So it works there, but it doesn't work for the world. So I need a way of I need a way of distinguishing between the world position and well, there's an easy way to hack this, I think. Anchor node dot get try get ancestor canvas layer is not equal to null. Is in canvas layer, we're just going to do control.global position, otherwise world to screen. Is in canvas layer, control.global position, or no, node 2D, global position. Okay. And we'll just go ahead and grab. Oh, this is going to be getting the ancestor every time though. So maybe I'll just avoid that by saying private void, private bool is anchor world position. Private bool is look at anchor world position. Is anchor world position equal to node.get ancestor canvas layer is equal to null. Is look at anchor position. Okay, and then in here is anchor world position is anchor world position. I need to reverse these now. Okay, and I need to do the same thing down here. Okay, hopefully that works. Let's see. Unfortunately, yeah. It's okay. I think this might work, because basically the only problems are the canvas layers. So if a node is not a descendant of a canvas layer, then that means it has a world position. So then we'll do the world to screen transform, which I also need to, oh, I fixed it already. So then if I go here, now it should realize that that is, you know, just a normal canvas layer node. Okay, that works. That works. So I can grab this. He's pointing down quite awkwardly here, so maybe I'll change the position there. But we click the combat encounter. That should disappear now. Let's just see what happens. You've defeated some of the Inquisition's forces, so that didn't work. Let's do vector 2. Let's just do new vector 2. Let's do -32, -48. There. Oh, I didn't set the combat here. Combat victory. Wait, didn't I do this? Did I accidentally... I think I may have accidentally cut and paste that instead of copy paste it. It's okay, we'll just do overflow container here. We're getting there. It's getting better. Now, the rendering order here, that's going to be a problem to solve in a little bit. Whoa. So that's just a timing issue. And ideally what I want to be able to do is swap the position of this rich text label as well, so that it can appear on the left instead of the right. So I can put this guy closer to the board and then have the text over on the other side, but we'll grab this. Yeah, so that's going to be probably the next thing that I need to do. That's way out of position, but that's all right. This right offset, we're going to get rid of this. That doesn't help anymore. Okay. Okay, let's try that again. In Gunforge, how did you do the AoE indicators? So the way that I did it was I drew a bunch of circles under a canvas group. So just, yeah, drawing a bunch of circles for the indicator areas inside of a canvas group node, and then applying an outline shader that turns the solid circles that get drawn transparent and then outlines them with a color that is just like oscillating between red and white with a tween. And that's it. So that's the way that you get those area indicators that look like a single contiguous area, because they're all outlined as a group. So you just draw a circle for each individual area, a solid circle, those all end up in the texture, or from a texture perspective, just looking like a bunch of blobs stuck together. And then you outline that whole blob together and make the interior transparent. And there's your outline indicators. Consider 2D physics in the left. Things fall down and pile up janky style, not neat. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Cool, yeah, it is pretty cool. It's a very cool effect. Place cards on your board to prepare for combat. Click the combat disc to begin the encounter. You've defeated some of the Inquisition's forces. Claim your treasure and press forward. Alchemy is used to combine cards and create new ability combinations. Open the alchemy drawer to begin crafting. To alchemize cards, add 2. Okay. And that's not the correct position. Now continue your offensive against the Inquisition with your newly acquired card. So that should disappear after that part, but let's just keep going. Cells in your combat board can be unlocked using alchemical residue. Alchemical residue is a byproduct of alchemy. Use alchemy to gain residue and unlock a cell. Grab this guy. Some locations grant you upgrades to your power, so that's wrong. I think it's just on the wrong index there. So grab here. Okay, so it's generally looking a little bit better. As you travel, let's do plus vector 2, new vector 2. Let's just add a little bit of padding to the right-hand side there. Hopefully that works. Okay, anyway. And now the boss board is not working at all. So this state boss must be getting entered before we actually have one boss entered. Boss entered. Oh, this is bad. So I have a boss entered signal for the run manager and for the game events. I'm going to need to get these signals under control at some point. That's all right. So we'll just change this one then. Instead of this boss entered, we'll do boss entered. Entered. This has the board now. And we'll do on boss entered. Gameplay dot board. We'll get rid of this. We'll go here. Gameplay dot board. We enter the state boss. Okay. I mean, I could, since I already have the board reference down in the signal, I could do that there, but it's probably better to keep the pattern going. All right, let's go through it again. I think bone circuit means the inventory have your cards fall with simulated physics rather than being snapped to the grid. Oh, I see. That is an interesting idea, but I don't really think that would add much to the game, unfortunately. But you could definitely make a game from that idea, I think. Have like a grid-based inventory, but everything needs to fall into place instead of you being able to manually manage it. That could definitely work as an idea. I hate this bug. The tooltip gets stuck. I don't know why that happens. I don't know why that happens. That shouldn't happen. Same issue again. Okay, so that location is correct now. That is a little bit too far down. Let's tighten that up a little bit. Okay. And that's it. Okay, so that whole new positioning system appears to be working pretty well. So I think the next thing is to get that rich text label to be able to appear on the other side of the skull if necessary. But let's commit what I have so far. Finalize positioning of tutorial skull. Okay, so we commit that. Whew! Janky Tetris. Janky Tetris, yeah. That's a good one. Oh my goodness. Okay. So for this, how do I want to do this? Position is 16, -9. Size is 128. So I guess what I can do is if I just want it to appear on the other side. What we'll do is we'll do flip text, private vector 2 text default position, public override void ready, text to default position is equal to rich text label dot position. So what I'll do is I will do rich text label dot position is equal to new vector 2, and then we're going to do minus rich text label dot size dot x. Okay, and then public void let's do flip text orientation, restore text orientation, position is equal to text default position. Okay, so where's the first example of this? Here. Set anchor board vector 2.left times, we'll do something more modest like 32, but then we'll do skull.flip text orientation. Okay. We'll restore the text orientation there. 32, flip text orientation, restore text orientation there. State alchemy output. Vector 2 dot down. Let's do like 48. Let's do negative 32, negative 48. I think I want to flip the text orientation as well. Flip text orientation. Restore text orientation. All right, let's see. Oh, there's another one here. State boss. Flip text orientation. Restore. Okay. Oh, there's another one here. 32. All right. Pop again to say hello. Hello, Evan. Welcome back. Good to see you again. Good to see you as always. Place cards on your board to prepare for combat. Click the combat disc to begin the encounter. Okay, the text has been flipped properly. That animation is a little bit weird. But again, a lot of this is just, I need to add in like animation delays and stuff. And I want to do like a very nice animation for the skull guy, like popping in and popping out. Right now he's just animating all over the place. So I'm going to tighten that up for sure. But right now we're mostly just interested in getting this functionality to work the way that I need it to. That looks pretty good. I might actually move that over a little bit. To alchemize cards. Where is that? To alchemize cards. Vector 2 dot left. Let's move them over just a little bit. And maybe we'll do new vector 2 negative 16, and then we'll also push him down just a little bit. 16. Okay, that's looking better. Is that Visual Studio? It's VS Code. Hello, Solid Mood, by the way. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Okay, so that's looking good. We're getting there. Oh, look at how he's pointing. Choose one card to add to your inventory. Oh, that's wrong. This needs to be negative 32, 48. Actually, let's just do 32. Negative 16, 32. So now he follows the drawer because he's using a node anchor position rather than a fixed anchor position. Probably need to move him down though. So this is alchemy toggle button. Let's do vector 2 dot right. Let's do new vector 2. We're gonna do let's do 12 and 64. New vector 2. Zero 8, something like that. So now I gotta find out where else that's used. Alchemy toggle button, here we go. Okay. Do you store the map scene during combat or just hide it behind the combat scene? Yeah, it's just hidden. So all of the nodes and stuff are still there. They just don't get rendered. I do actually turn the map rendering off though. I'd set it to invisible. Just because, you know, I don't need a lot of the map effects to be rendering while the combat is happening. Which, you know, it's not really a performance consideration, but I figured might as well not use that rendering performance while it's not visible. So yeah, it gets toggled off, but it remains in the tree. So then when I go back to the map, the visibility just gets turned back on, and then we're all good. How did I do that wrong? Oh, I reversed these, that's why. 6412. Cool to see you pretty far along in your project. I'm working on assets for my Godot RPG. Very nice. Very nice. What kind of RPG is it? Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Oh, and then he goes off the screen if I close this. I love how he's just like pointing. That's funny. All right, so there's still a bunch of problems here, but we'll figure it out. That's probably too far away now. Let's do 50. Cool. All right, let me just check that alchemy positioning one more time. I think it's looking pretty good. I got a bunch of things I want to do. I think visually too, it'd be cool to have this text animate in rather than popping up as a whole block. So like just animate the characters in. I think that would be good as well. This is already looking much better though. Obviously there's still a bunch of problems like I keep saying, but with every hour of work, more and more problems get fixed. That's all you can really ask for. Can I alchemize these together now? Because I skipped that and got money. Oh, also, where did that dimmer go? So the dimmer's gone. Oh, the dimmer's just completely gone. All right. Well, that's a bug. I don't know how I did that. I'm gonna have to fix that as well. Oh, and this doesn't work either. So the resurrection doesn't work. Resurrection doesn't work with new positioning. So we'll fix that. And then there's also a way to there's a way to prevent the background dimmer from reappearing. Using a 3D Turner's cube from constructive solid geometry and 4 CSG boxes for complex geometry. It's a top-down auto battler on a chess-like grid similar to Ultimate. Okay, cool. Have a hard time with uniform UI design, so your UI is cool to see. UI is very hard. UI is something that I struggle with constantly, as you can probably tell. Support text flipping and tutorial. So that was a little bit of like 1 step backwards, 2 step forwards. I had to update a bunch of the positioning for that skull guy, but now with this new strategy, I think it's going to be really good. So read both Apple's and Android's human interface guidelines. It helps a lot. Oh, that's a good suggestion. Yeah, UX design, UI design, that's a whole different skill set, really. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream there. I don't think, I mean, we got almost to 2 hours, but I'm actually really tired. I got this huge wave of exhaustion hit me right as I started streaming. So, but I'm glad we were able to get a lot of stuff done. That feels pretty good to get done. And yeah, like I said, like this tutorial thing is going to take all week. So it's a big effort, the biggest effort for this game that I've done in a while. But we're going to get it looking good. We're going to get it looking nice and fresh, as the kids would say. But anyway, you can wishlist Alchemortis on Steam, of course, and you can also join the Discord, support the game on Patreon, all that good stuff. Every way you could support me and the game is linked in the description below, so I'd appreciate it if you check that out. Also, you could like the video, subscribe to the channel. That helps me out a ton as well. I'll be back at it tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, like usual. So I hope to see you there, and yeah, we'll be working on the tutorial, so if you want to see how it continues to move along, come on in and join that. Anyway, have a great evening, everybody, or morning, or afternoon, or wherever you are, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.